Welcome. I hope you enjoy the conversation you're about to see between me and another comedian about religion and comedy. These are conversations I'm calling Disorganized Religion. God bless. And for those atheists out there, may nothing await you after this life.
Awesome. Hey, welcome to today's conversation on Disorganized Religion. I am Seth Lawrence, and I've got the most beautiful tomboy in comedy today, Max Witrak. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for doing this. I'm so excited to have you here.
Me too.
Where can people find you?
Instagram at Mad Maxi is the best way to hit me up.
Nice. And you also have a YouTube channel.
I do. It's called Train Tracks. I take a different comedian down to the subway, and if there's someone I don't like, I hope they get stabbed.
It is a very fun show.
Yeah, who did the first episode of that one?
Oh, we have just someone chiming in. Travis Clyburn.
The ghost voice.
If I recall, yeah.
He's our Holy Spirit on this show.
He was the savior of our pilot. We brought him down, did some renegade stand-up on the trains, and people loved him.
Almost
One of
felt
the
it.
most-
Oh, thank you. That's very nice.
one of the most
That's the nicest thing you've
aggressive-
ever said to me.
One of the most aggressive episodes
Am
as
I
well,
really
by
mean?
the
Yes,
way.
but that's what made my favorite.
Yeah,
Obviously.
of course.
Am I that mean to you, Travis?
Every day.
I'm questioning that now.
No, you're fine.
Even when I'm not here, I'm just
Oh
mean
my
to
God.
yeah, I can just
Good.
feel the hate vibes from
Okay.
your apartment far away. You know what I mean?
You and all my ex-boyfriends can just get together, have a good old time.
How
Mean,
many
mean,
ex-boyfriends do you have? Because that
I mean,
is a
like-
big part of your act, or the exes.
What counts is I feel
don't
like
know.
I don't date enough to talk about dating exclusively in my act, but I just find guys do such silly shit that I have to address it sometimes, whether I'm dating them or not.
Yeah, fair enough. So how long have you been doing comedy, Max?
2 or 3 years.
Okay, cool. For
Kind
some
of on
reason,
the
I thought
new
you've been doing it for
road,
like
but
13, 14 years. You have
I
that
just
vibe
got that
about you.
hardened vibe about
Yeah,
me.
you're just so jaded and cynical.
No,
You're like Travis.
I came that way. I have a head start.
Yeah. Nice. So what got you started then? What is your origin story
My origin
as a comic
story?
superhero?
I was always kind of like the funny weird girl in acting class, and finally they said like you should try stand up. So that's really stupid. I know everyone.
Be like,
hates
"Get
all
outta
the
here."
actors. Yeah, no, leave. You have no
Why don't
place
you
here.
take a different class?
Yeah, why don't you take one that's entirely unrelated and just you?
Right.
No one else associated with
Right,
it. Is
exactly.
what happened.
So you wanted to be and currently still want to be an actress.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And that's what got you into stand-up is they were like, you should try this out.
Yeah. and
So it
I-
wasn't like a therapy session where they were like,
They're like,
you
this
should
would be
do
a good
this.
outlet for
Yeah,
your anger.
yeah.
No, and thankfully it wasn't like I did the whole improv thing where every actor does it to have it on their resume.
Right,
But
right.
thankfully when I started stand up, it didn't feel like I was just an actor doing it to help pad my resume. I was like, oh, this is a new thing that I love.
Yeah. Because
On
I
its
would
own.
not, there are some stand-ups who definitely do that
Right.
and have that vibe.
Yes.
But when I saw you for the first time, I think it was at the Comedy Store. We did a show in the
was that
Belly
before
Room,
Sal's?
and you had like 30,000 people come to see you because your brother brought all of his friends.
Oh,
right?
dude, you saw that one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Fuck.
very fun.
They're heckling.
Well, you know,
I
that's
mean,
what-
I've seen your
what a
headshots. They're very
brother-
pretty. Are
Hey,
you an actor as well
Thank
right
you.
now?
No,
They're just so
I
glossy
wish.
and doe-eyed.
That's just I got them
That's how
done
they
by
get you.
a
That's how
gay
the
guy
Mormons
who
get
gave
you.
me the right makeup, I guess. I don't know.
And then a Snapchat filter on your
Yeah.
headshot.
yeah,
the deer.
exactly. The puppy dog.
Yes.
The kitty cat.
Mm.
Oh man. So what's your family situation like? Where'd you come from?
My mom and dad. We have. Wow, we're all over the map. I have 2 brothers and a
Yeah.
sister.
Are you remembering what the witness relocation
Trying to
program
remember which sister I killed.
From witness
I'm trying to.
protection?
Yeah,
What
trying
did
to
the
remember
FBI
that
tell me to say?
backstory. What backstory?
Oh
did
yeah,
they
what
give
did they tell me I have to say on air? I never thought it'd come to this. They were like, it only matters if you're famous. I was like, well, that'll never be a problem.
Right.
Yeah, so my mom and dad are divorced. They did that when I was in college, so I was like already grown up.
Yeah.
And now it's my dad and stepmom and her 3 kids. So it's a big old Brady bunch whenever we get together.
Gotcha.
It's great.
Wow, very fun. So
Yeah.
so I have a cousin that went through a divorce when he was young.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how, and it I don't want to say like that totally messed him up. you
Yeah.
know, but
Did it?
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like we were
I don't think it
praying
messed
for
him up,
it. We
but-
wanted it so bad. We were
Really?
like,
It
just
was
like
that
stop
bad?
the fighting.
Really?
Yeah, we wanted it. We
you were like, Mom, you gotta,
our mom was pretty
or
miserable.
Dad, you gotta, yeah. Did
Yeah,
you side
we-
more with the mom or dad?
I was on my mom's hip, but she was a horrible person. But I was like tethered to her because I was the youngest, and she would like take me by the hand and make me go, like take me out of school for weeks at a time for like horse shows and trips, which like sounds great and everything. But I was just like relied solely on her for survival.
Yeah.
So then like when I went to college and everything, and I was on my own, I was still kind of like under her, like on her leash. And so being out here and being on my own and finally like still having my dad's support, but being like, whoa, what do I do? Thinking for myself and like making choices for myself.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Gotcha. Man, I just can't, I don't know. Interesting. So you said 2 sisters, 1 brother?
2 brothers and sister.
Opposite. I totally messed that up.
No, I feel like I'm answering
My
everything
ability
really
to listen
badly.
is really strong. So.
I'm just surprised you're asking all the good questions.
And what is...
I don't know why that was mean.
It's always me, Maxi.
I just say shit.
So I'm curious about like what informs... so I get the question, like what is your act about? And I personally hate that question.
Right.
How do you feel about that question?
Well, how do
as
you
a
answer
comedian? That's what I say. It's my life. I don't know.
You do a really good job of using your life, and it's so fucking funny, or you make it funny, which is your skill.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
I tried to switch from, like I started with observational, and I've been trying to dig stuff from my past and make it stuff that people actually want to hear about.
Sure.
My manager was like, talk about the horse stuff more, and I'm trying, but it's very difficult to make it. I say it's difficult, but you see people doing it all the time with their backgrounds. They're very obscure things and making it funny. So I just have to keep
you
writing
just
and crack the nut.
embrace the rich background that you come from and sell that,
and
right?
still be likable. I'm a spoiled asshole.
How difficult could that be? I mean, come on. So what kind of horse stuff are you doing? Are you into dressage? Are you jockeying? What are you doing?
For the horse people out there, I rode Morgans and Arabians competitively.
Nice.
For the non-horse people, nothing that you would see in the Olympics, but still just as boring to watch for a non-horse person. We're going in circles. We're
Around
trying
obstacles, right? Or no
Not
obstacles?
even, just in circles.
so you
We're
did
trying to make the horses look good so that
Right.
ultimately people want to breed in that lineage of horse that you're riding.
So you're not racing.
No.
Interesting.
Just showing off
So it's
rich
a
people
mix
horses.
of
Showing off.
horse
That's what we
race
do.
and dressage.
Yes.
Interesting.
What does that word mean?
Well, it's
Dressage?
really showing your horsemanship, being able to exert your control over the horse to make them look like the best version of themselves and show off and look flashy.
Yeah.
And show your control over them. So,
Yeah.
wow, that's really
And it's amazing you're not
domineering.
married. Yeah. With that kind of background.
What's funny
know?
is I was thinking about this. Like so many girls I see growing up, all the horse girls have these boyfriends who are just devoted to them and
that
will take
right?
so much shit. Like they're showing up at 4 a.m. at the horse shows carrying their tack. And in my
Why
head, I'm
did
like,
you do that?
that is what I was trained to think a guy should do for me.
Yeah.
And then since then, and being like, what, you won't even buy me a drink?
Yeah.
like, what is this? Yeah, so my expectations were just set
Sounds
way
like
wrong.
That's where the competition should be. Like, great, you did this with the horse, but who are you personally attached to? Let's check out
Say
the
again?
significant other. I just mean the competition is about the way you described it, training the horse.
Yeah.
Right? And they could say, well, if this is close between 2 people who've trained their horses well,
That's the tiebreaker?
Let's go, yeah. Let's
Who
go to
can
their
actually
significant
handle
other.
the real animal that
Who's
could kill you?
transitioned
Yeah.
into the real life application.
Who's more well-rounded and yes,
Right.
and using
right.
these skills.
And being controlling and manipulative.
Yeah.
All the skills women have.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
I was great at it. I was a champ, but not in the real world.
So what is your worst dating experience?
Ooh.
All of them? Or are they just all so close?
I just feel like I covered some of this with the Travis a while back. 'Cause a lot of my stuff is like being gaslit into thinking something was wrong with me.
Oh, okay.
And like one guy I dated for like a month or 2 in college, and it was after a long-term relationship, which was really good, and guys just disappeared for a couple months after that. So this was the first one to like emerge through the mist, and he could not get it up any of the times that we attempted, and I started to and I was already like, oh my god, it's me, like I'm unwantable, like
Right.
ugh. And so the fact that he couldn't get up, he finally one time turns to me, couldn't even look me in the eyes, and he just goes, "Can I go home?"
Dear God.
How old? How
Do
old
you
was
need a
he?
juice box?
How old was he?
20.
Okay.
21.
All right. Interesting.
Not 12.
Not the way he sounds.
Not the way I like them.
Oh man. So how much do you think do you feel like you have a bad taste in men? Or
I don't know what it is because I don't think I have like a specific type.
yeah.
And I try to be open. People are like, oh, you got to be more vulnerable. And I'm like, I'm trying. They see like this hard ass.
Yeah.
And they're like, you got to let that wall come down. I'm like, yeah, but I think, tell me if this is wrong. This
All right,
is my
I'll
theory.
do my best. Travis
This is
and
my
I
theory.
will do our
Travis,
best.
I need you. This is really my time, guys.
Yeah.
I hope you learned something for you other hard ass women out
No,
there.
this is good. This is good.
Like, if guys see hard ass exterior and
Yeah.
they ask me out and then later they find out that I am really like more interested in being quiet and sensitive and like I am a total romantic and I'm like
Sure.
I just love, I don't know, classic old fashioned whatever, but I like show that side and then they ghost me or stop wanting to see me. I can't conclude anything else except for that they didn't want that.
Right. Right. They felt like catfished in a personality way.
Yeah.
Right. Like I thought I was getting a cat, but I got a
I thought-
dog. Yeah.
Thought I was getting Charlize Theron in
Yeah.
whatever it is and then I got her in Monster. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, Travis, let's go to you first. Do you have any
Okay.
thoughts on this? Because you've known Max longer than I have.
Too long.
I love that he's calling me Max.
Well, Maxi, I don't know. What do you want to?
No, I love Max.
I've done the Witraks for a while.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where to start with the Max? Like, that's always a good question.
Give us your diagnosis.
Because at least now that you're
Dr.
dating
Travis,
someone,
Dr.
Travis, I can
Clyburn.
trust your input.
There's no ulterior motive.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I feel, no, I don't give a shit. No, I don't know. Like, do you feel like you mainly go for people that, like, you want the whole packages and someone who's incredibly good looking, but also does all the things that a beta male bitch would do?
Yeah, I like beta males only because I feel safer.
But
But
you're looking
I
for
also
like
want I want a beta male who can take charge. So like
so you want nothing? You want something that doesn't exist?
an alpha beta. Alpha beta.
Well, okay, so
A
first of
hybrid.
all, I get the sense that you feel like they are. Have you ever dumped a guy, or have
Yes.
you ever ghosted a guy?
I don't know if I've ghosted a guy, but I've definitely
But dumped a guy. And why'd you dump the guy?
Either they like me way more than I like them, or I just wasn't into it, or they
Yeah.
had done something wrong. I mean, all the usual
Just
things.
one thing.
All
They
the
left
usual
toilet seat
things.
up. I'm out.
He
It's
chewed
over.
funny, and I was like, this isn't going to work.
The Seinfeld reason.
He called my horse the wrong name, and I was like,
Unbelievable.
bye.
Unbelievable.
What's the most shallow reason you've ever dumped a guy for?
Oh.
Like something that seems so vapid. Like,
I think he made fun of my laugh,
Oh.
which really hurt.
That's kind of a big deal, though.
That's
That's
kind of-
not
That is a big
that
deal.
vain. That's not as vain
Okay.
as it could have been. But
yeah, because
that's-
fuck you. That's how I express joy.
Yeah.
you know.
Why
Yeah,
would you
yeah.
ruin
Do
that?
you
Why
want
don't
me
you
to
shit on the way I
never-
express joy?
I'll just change my laugh for you.
Yeah, just make fun of my blowjobs too while you're at it, and good luck getting those.
Those can be improved. A laugh, though,
You're
a
right.
laugh cannot. Right?
You're right.
A laugh
Blowjob isn't exactly the way I express joy. so-
Well, I mean,
Speak for yourself.
yeah.
We're going to Disneyland.
What are you gonna do next? Oh my gosh. Okay, so what do you like doing? What do you like about doing comedy? About doing stand up? What keeps you coming back?
For one thing, I love that it has no mistress. Like it's untamable. Even the best people can have a shitty day
Yeah.
at it.
Yeah.
And while that seems unwinnable, it's kind of like levels the playing field. There is room for everyone. I love the challenge of it
Yeah.
through that.
Yeah. Well, and Train Tracks, I think, exemplifies a lot of that. So what gave you this idea? It's to take people on the subway.
I just kept hearing, well, it was twofold. One, I kept hearing comics complain about having a bad set because of bad room, bad audience,
Oh,
bad
sure.
environment. I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's like every
You
show
can
I do.
Absolutely blame that.
Yeah. That's
As
what I
you do.
Every time.
As you do.
Yeah.
But if you're not Seth,
Right.
I don't know. I saw a lot of people trying to get stage time and not feeling they had much to offer unless they were on a Netflix special or unless they were like the comedian that got called to cheer up kids in a hospital, like having some measure of status. And
Man,
it's like,
that seems like the worst room.
yeah,
I mean,
I think so.
I would rather do a subway.
I've done twice shows at rehab centers where
Yeah.
they've just had their medicine and are drifting off to sleep. And I'm like, wow, this is rough. I don't know who I
Wow.
feel worse for right now.
Is that okay?
Still
so
me,
what is
'cause
the
I'm
worst
selfish.
room you've done? Do you have like the worst stand-up experience?
When they don't expect stand-up. I was put before like a film
Sure.
festival as the opener on the
Oh.
stage in front of the screen, talking down to these people sitting back in their seats looking up at me who clearly did not give a shit.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to them about like this miserable Planned Parenthood experience. Love them, keep them, please. You're wonderful. It just happened to be a bad day.
Yeah. Yeah. At Planned Parenthood.
Yeah,
you're
don't
right.
use this as a soundbite against. Yeah.
You know, I don't have a conservative agenda.
Just the
I'll
first
just send
time
it to Ben Shapiro,
Yeah.
and we'll see what happens.
in a super select clip.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
on the record now as hating Planned
Just
Parenthood.
sweat
I hope you
pouring.
understand.
Good. This is how I want my career to really rocket off.
I want to use
My dad'd be
this
so proud,
to
finally.
transition to your thoughts.
I'm
and
just trying to
views.
answer whatever you're throwing at
on
me
religion.
with the first thing. Good. Let's get to
Let's
religion,
go.
where I am an expert.
Okay, good. You have very strong opinions. I take it on God and divinity, spirituality. Did you grow up religious?
No, we went to church on Easter and Christmas.
What church did you go to?
A Lutheran one, which my mom used to say was the most forgiving of them, and that's why it was bullshit. That you could do anything.
So she
and
didn't
just-
believe it.
No, strong atheist.
So why'd they take you?
My dad,
Okay.
very religious.
And is he still religious?
Yeah, he and my stepmom have gotten more religious, I think, with age, or
Yeah.
like let it come out more, and I think just like been more outspoken about it. But yeah, he always has been.
Yeah. And so as a kid, when you were going, did you just think what your mom thought? Like, this is crazy? Or...
Yeah, it was kind of just somewhere you had to go and you had to dress up for. I remember my grandma on my dad's side. I was watching TV one time when she was visiting,
Yeah.
and she came in, sat down on the couch next to me, and no preamble, just goes, "Have you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior yet?"
Honestly, there's no good transition into those kinds of discussions.
You're right.
You just have to go for it.
Yeah,
And
she
you
really
were
dove
like,
in.
Absolutely. What did you
Mhm.
say? How old
Because
were you first
I was
of
like
all?
9.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, all right. So in my church, we're baptized at 8, so you clearly
Oh,
should
I
have
was a
known
late
how to answer
bloomer.
this.
Unprepared.
So what did you say? Do you
I don't
remember?
even remember, but part of me was just annoyed that she had interrupted my TV time.
What were
like,
you watching?
I wasn't
Do you
close with
remember
my
that?
grandparents at all.
Yeah.
Disney Channel
Yeah.
or something.
Boy Meets World.
Yes,
TGIF.
probably that.
Yeah.
In which case, I'm sorry, Grandma. Corey's here. Actually, Sean.
Oh,
Wow.
right. Of course, you would be after Sean.
The hair. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Well, and alpha male. Come on.
Topanga gave me some feelings, but I'm
Yeah.
still pretty sure I'm straight.
Okay. All right. Well, good.
Pretty sure.
Pretty sure. There's always time.
I think I was jealous of Sean for being so skinny.
Is that it?
I was like, you're hot and you have the body I want. I
How
mean, I
dare
want
you.
you in whatever way I could take you.
Oh.
Oh man. So I take it you don't go to church regularly anymore.
I don't. I still enjoy, I would love going to Christmas Eve service with the family. It's more of just like a family time, and I still enjoy the loving energy around it. Like if I go, I don't mind going to one. I just
Yeah.
don't make the plan to go for myself. I try to just like find love for people in my own way.
Yeah. Gotcha. So you attend church the way like healthy people would drink,
Not at all.
right? Like socially.
Oh, yeah.
only,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's like-
exactly.
okay.
But she drinks
was a
the way
good-
that zealots go to church
Blackout.
every day and too much.
Okay, so when times get tough, so I turn to religion when times get hard. Where do you go to for solace or for comfort or meaning?
I go to my family and my friends. Like I am lucky enough to have accrued enough friends that I actually respect the opinion of and aren't just
Travis.
Aren't just Travis.
Yeah.
Although I'd have 1,000 Travis clones if I could, just ringing in my ears.
Yeah?
My dad is still my big moral compass. Like even if sometimes he doesn't get the point of what I'm asking,
Uh-huh.
like I've just asked him some big questions before. He still has very comforting things to say, and I still feel like he gave me a pretty good moral center.
Yeah, gotcha. So what is the most comforting thing your dad has told you?
Good job, Dad. Very
Well, I mean, that's
memorable.
It's a tough when you put it in the superlative, right? It's tough to come up with the most or
Well,
one. Let's just go with one. What's one comforting bit of dad advice you got?
With great power comes great responsibility.
Thanks, thanks, Spider-Man. That was from an uncle, so it doesn't count.
Fair.
I think he told me once that because I was very worried. I still have a very old pony, and I felt very guilty about first going to college and then coming here and living in LA when I really have no true purpose here. And like, what am I doing here when I should be spending precious time with this horse that was my best friend growing up and like kept me alive during my teenage years and stuff. And like gave me my first taste of like victory, competing with her and working hard. And I just started freaking out just about losing her. And my dad was like, there's a special place in heaven for animals. Like God looks out for them. And even if I don't go to church, I still love believing that.
Interesting. All right, cool. So do you believe in an afterlife for everybody or just horses?
Just horses. I'm gonna go ahead and say just horses. Maybe a few dogs.
All right.
Definitely dogs.
So is there a religious philosophy you find attractive at all, or are you just like, whatever, it's all...
I got introduced
all an
to... Well, when I went to college, I got my degree in East Asian Studies, so I got opened up to, for the first time, to like Buddhism and Taoism, and it made a lot of sense, and it kind of aligns with a lot that I'm learning now about like energies, and just because it makes sense shouldn't make it the true thing. But
it helps though, right?
I think there's something. I think there's some greater something, because all of this is just like too much for us to have randomly, I don't know.
To have randomly been here?
Yeah.
You find the Big Bang disconcerting? This theory of just, we're all here and there's no real ultimate purpose.
The longer I've been away from school, the less I care about the scientific side of it. Honestly, I'm just like, who cares what happened that long ago or what the start of it was? Like, just here right now, what's happening? You guys might all be an illusion in front of me. Because to me, you only exist when I'm here.
Right,
like,
right.
I don't know. I think
Matrix is just so... We're all just plugged
Let's just
in.
take some shrooms and get to the bottom of this, okay? Who has shrooms?
Oh, man.
DM me. Mad
love
Maxi.
it.
MADDMAXI.
I have some. We'll talk later.
So you talked about like
Disembodied voice.
Travis. What did you say? I
God?
didn't even hear it.
God has shrooms?
I may or may not have shrooms. Don't worry.
Of course you do.
Yeah,
of
I like
course
to
you
see
do.
the face of Jesus.
You don't need shrooms,
You do. It helps.
All right.
Just
well,
invite
fine.
Chris Heist.
Yeah. We were just talking about him. We talk about him every day.
Really?
Travis and I talk about him every day.
Yes.
All right. So what is, do you believe in conspiracy theories?
Such as?
I don't know. The Clintons
Just in general?
killed like 80 people. That the moon landing was fake. Flat Earth. I mean, I don't know. How do you want to go?
defend
O.J.
it.
Simpson was innocent. What do you want to go with?
I used to think like why would any sane-minded person want to be that horrible in any case? Like even politicians, I'm like, when my dad goes railing off against someone, and I'm like,
now is he conservative?
he's very conservative.
Like Fox News conservative?
Yes.
Like
Trump
Elizabeth
stickers on
Warren
his
is
car.
terrible.
When I drive his, he like makes fun of Hillary Clinton in a meaner way that I've never heard him talk about any other person.
Yeah,
I'm
love
like,
it.
you're a nice guy. How are you like
Why would
shitting
you
on her
hate
like
this woman?
Yeah, just like mean childlike stuff.
Yeah.
Where's it going with
Well,
that?
that's what she deserves.
Obviously.
All right.
But like, who goes to bed at night thinking like, ha ha ha, I'm evil and I got away with it? I cannot conceive of
Hillary
that.
Clinton does.
Obviously.
Did we not just talk about
email
this?
motions. I can't
So does
conceive
Donald
of that,
Trump,
so
though.
I
I
have
bet
trouble
they go to
thinking
bed
of
the
someone
same.
like purposely doing that.
Uh-huh.
But then money comes into it, and I can very easily see how money justifies in people's minds. Like everyone is just afraid, and
Right.
whatever fear that is feeding now, like I can understand why people do bad things.
Yeah.
But I still can't like conceive of the thought process of accepting that and knowing you're doing something bad, which makes
Sure.
me think they don't think they're doing something bad because they've justified it.
Right. So you think humanity is fundamentally good? People are fundamentally good.
I think for the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
I think people who do bad, besides like the complete psycho cases,
Right. I mean, they're
think they're doing the right thing for whatever reason because they're beholden to something else and they're trying to do right by that or whatever. I think they find a way to tangle and justify it and think they're doing something for the right reason.
Sure. Interesting. Yeah. Well, I think that explains our cultures now, like, focus on the bad guy and this, like, humanizing evil, right?
Isn't that what we do in TV all the time? We
All
find
the
a
time.
flawed
That's what I'm
hero
saying.
and,
Yeah.
make us
That's like,
understand him.
that's why the Joker's amazing, you know? Fun. So what is your ultimate goal with acting, comedy? What would be sort of your dream, 2 years from now? 10, I don't know, 15, 20, where do you want to be?
I want to be able to, like Chris D'Elia with Undateable was somehow able to do both, mix it, still
Right.
be doing stand-up, still have a TV show, bring all his friends on. I want to both have something I can bring my friends into and have us come up together like that.
Yeah.
And also be the person that my friends call for fun projects that they're doing. Like, I want to get a phone call and be like, fly to Greece right now. We're shooting a spoof on this, and be like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
coming, Travis. I'm
Yeah,
coming.
yeah. I have 0 attachments. Of course I can do this.
Okay, so let me transition a little bit.
This is very me heavy. What about you?
No one cares about me. No one cares about me.
The
probably
Lord
right.
does.
Do you have a list of
Is
traits
the Lord the next guest, Travis?
that you want in a man? Do you have a running list of things?
I read Whitney Cummings' book, and she made like a boyfriend list, both
Yeah.
that she wanted from a boyfriend and also from life.
Uh-huh.
And I made one for life and a boyfriend. And one of those things is just like, I can't feel like I'm not enough.
Uh-huh.
Like, I can never feel, doesn't mean I want to be completely selfish, but I don't want to feel like everything I do is never fucking enough for him.
Sure.
I want someone who's like secure enough in themselves that is
Yeah.
that they can take me or leave me, honestly. And they don't care if I don't do enough, because it's like, well, it's extra.
Because you are enough. Yeah. Very fun.
Dow.
Well, there you go. Any other
Boring.
any other plugs you want
and
to?
a hot ass.
Well, of course.
Really good hair.
Of course. Maybe you could give a celebrity lookalike to who you want eventually.
Simon Baker.
I don't know who that is.
I know.
Google
I
it.
like
I know
a-
who that is.
I like
Who is that?
obscure guys with like just enough charm that I'm like, okay, you don't have to be mainstream.
All right.
I don't need every girl to be in love with you. It's even better if they're not. Then I get you to myself. But if I find you cute,
That's all.
that's
that
all I
matters.
need.
Yeah.
That's why I go for some goofy looking fucks.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy.
Interesting.
That's the guy, by the way, from The Mentalist.
Yes, thank you.
Oh.
Did that give you any picture? Did you even
No,
watch
I
The
don't even
Mentalist?
know. I
How
mean, I
dare
know what
you.
show that is, but I have not seen it.
The Mentalist is a front against his religion. So
Is it what?
I said it's a front against your religion.
Is it really?
Magic
Do I
or
need to start
witchcraft.
watching this show? Why is it an affront to my religion?
Are Mormons happy about Scientology being attacked? Does it kind of like give you guys more room to breathe, or does it bring you under, does it bring you under attack as well?
I love that so much. I don't know.
Does it help you or hurt you?
I don't know. I believe very strongly in no publicity is bad publicity, right? So like when the Book of Mormon musical came out,
Yeah.
my church was like stoked.
My dad
Everyone
was
was
like,
like,
they're
"This is
being really
amazing."
good sports. I was
This
like,
is
I don't think they have a
amazing.
choice, Dad.
I mean, you could, right? We could have gone out and tried to protest it and been like, "You're wrong about so many things."
But then you would have looked
why?
so bad and unpeaceful.
Yeah. When it's not like a hateful play
No.
or musical
It's
against.
just funny on its own.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's great. It's great. And I don't know if Scientology gives us room to breathe or not. I mean, I guess any affront to religion is an affront, right? We all believe sort of silly things. You believe in heaven for horses. I mean, that's so dumb, you know?
I am enough. I am enough. I am enough.
No, I don't know. I mean, Scientology, don't want to say it too much, right? Because they'll find us.
They're right down
Leah
the road.
Minnie,
And,
come here.
They're literally
Man,
right down the
terrifying.
road.
Yeah,
Guys.
we're
I don't
going
know.
clear
I
in
guess
this room.
here's what I'll say about religion in general is that it is, I think it's fascinating what people do. You were talking about people justifying bad actions with potentially very rational thought. And I think for me, that's also what religion is. There are some weird actions that people take, and it's justified with apparently rational thought. So there you go.
Are you trying to find something out in particular with this podcast? Like get a cross section of the population and see how they believe this is this? Or are you starting to
I'm
think
just trying to
differently
convert everyone.
after talking to people?
No,
It's not
I am-
working.
I am more trying to have honest conversations with no ulterior motive. I just want to share thought. Either way, on either side of the religion aisle, on either side of the comedy aisle, I don't care. I don't care what conclusion we necessarily come to.
How do you
I just
think
it's
religion
important
and
to talk.
comedy feed each other?
That is at the center of where I started comedy because I wanted to introduce people. I mean, I think Mormonism has been around for a long time, and there are other much more famous Mormons than I will ever be.
Sure.
But I wanted to, for
You
myself,
kill yourself. That might up.
that might up the ante. I wanted to explore for myself where I could find connection with people, given my religion and given I think the overall cultural movement away from organized religion.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to connect with people on that level.
So kind of the inherent taboo and hedonism behind a lot of comedy today, you didn't find that off-putting?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't find it off-putting. I guess the people that I just find it, not off-putting, misinformed, I guess is what I'll say. That's the way I'd put it, misinformed. David Cross is probably one of the most informed anti-religious comics, and I think he's hilarious. But then there are others and a lot of open micers that make fun of people who believe in God. And I think it's just from this very weird, like, hateful space.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious, like, what happened for them? Why do they hate people
Right.
who are religious so much?
It's funny regardless of what people are saying, how they're saying it, you're like, I just got to peek into the way your mind works.
Yeah.
And like, that's what I love about no matter what their material is about, just the way they choose to present it is a snapshot of what's going on in their mind.
Which is what also makes stand-up terrifying as a performer, I think, is will this be accepted?
Mm-hmm.
Will who I am really deep down be accepted?
Mm.
Do you feel like you're putting on a persona when you go on stage, or are you trying to just be the true Max Witrak?
I used to, because I knew that people kept like giving me praise for like being the most deadpan and saltiest. But then I saw that there were saltier, more deadpan girls who nailed it, and also it wasn't fun. So now I go up and I just try to be like the me that I wanted to get to be when I was like a nerdy kid and like saw the class clown and everything, and now I get to be that, like clowning around a little bit. And so I wouldn't say I put on a persona. A lot of the time, if I had to and I'm under fire, I'll get up and just talk and know it's not funny, but be totally fine just saying things because I feel like I've got nothing to hide.
Yeah. Well, very good. That's fun. That's fun. That's a good space to be in, right?
Yeah.
We're all trying to just be real.
We're all pieces of shit, and it's okay if you know it.
And celebrate some aspects of it, you know?
Yes.
Maybe not every aspect.
I think the shittier we are, the more people like us.
Interesting. Why do you think that?
Because no one likes, it's like the Anne Hathaway effect. No one likes someone who's perfectly
You don't like
virtuous
Anne
and good.
Hathaway?
I love her, but there was
Yeah.
a big backlash of, like, I think Les Mis turned the tide, and suddenly, like Jennifer Lawrence, everyone loved her for being so real, and then they, like, turned against her as well. Anyone who's too perfect, they just hate.
Eventually.
Yeah.
It's like something must be
Dane
wrong.
Cook for being jacked, everyone's like, oh, like, we want the fat comics.
Is that why they
Like,
hated
I
Dane
know,
Cook?
I mean, there might be multiple reasons. There might be a lot of reasons.
I'm glad he's coming back.
But like any guy who gets up on stage and is like, oh, people hate me because I got an 8-pack instead of a 6-pack.
Right.
You're like, fuck you.
I'll get rid of that line then.
Just you shouldn't lie anyway. You're a Mormon.
I know, man. Unbelievable. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
This was a
Seth.
lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I
Thanks
enjoyed
for
it.
hanging, guys.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. Travis, did you enjoy it?
Oh, thoroughly.
We don't care.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Every time, Maxi.
Anything you want to plug? When's Train Track Season 2 coming out?
It's on hiatus for now, but if you guys are around Burbank in August, it's the Burbank Comedy Festival. I'll be going up, trying
yeah.
to get that Best of the Fest show
Nice.
slot. And if you're in Baltimore Comedy Festival next month as well.
Very fun. Good for you. That's so exciting. Well, today has been another installment of Disorganized Religion. Thanks for tuning in.
Namaste.